Good. The last one was what year? Do we have that on there? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting red teams. At Brook, from Baltimore, Maryland, number 0, Evan Singletary.
Okay.
At Brook,
Sorry.
from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Island Federal Credit Union Arena. Just rolls off the tongue.
Kara Lawson and I always play this game in the studio, like looking like, what time is this game gonna end?
Rush,
You know,
right.
you'd be like,
Yo.
she's actually phenomenal at it.
And at Brook, from Albany, New York, number 43, Greg Stony. The head coach of Albany is Puriefoy.
Buzz on Long Island for Stony Brook Hoops. The Seawolves have won a school record 10 in a row, and tonight it's standing room only as they host Albany. The last time these America East rivals met, it was one for the ages.
No good. Rebound comes out to Hooley for the win. And Albany is going to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd consecutive year.
In the Capital Region, it is known simply as The Shot, as Peter Hooley's heroics sent the Great Danes to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd straight year. But tonight, Albany is looking up at Jameel Warney and Stony Brook in America East standings. Hello and welcome to Long Island. I'm Eamon McEnany along with Rebecca Lobo and Rebecca. Why are there so many NBA scouts in the gym here tonight?
Jameel Warney is a beast inside. He will overpower you on the block. He has great size. He's a back-to-the-basket post who also is a phenomenal passer. He is a very tough player to guard.
Stony Brook comes in with a record of 14-4, 5-0 in America East. Albany 15-5, 4-1. The upset loss to Maine, the only loss for the defending champs. As we take a look at the starting lineups for Stony Brook, a veteran group: Ahmad Walker, Carson Puriefoy, and Brian Secunda in the backcourt. And McGrew in the front court with Warney, Singletary, and Sanders run the show for the Great Danes. And we mentioned the standings. And Rebecca, the players want to downplay the rivalry, but certainly plenty at stake here tonight in this one.
Yeah, these are two teams that are hoping to come out with the American East regular season championship. It's so important come conference time because the team with the best record hosts the game on their home floor. And right now, because Albany dropped one last week to Maine, they're a couple games behind. Very important game for both of these teams.
So a bit of a uniform mix-up here, or an audible here, as Stony Brook for the first time is playing in blue uniforms at home. Albany wearing the white. So it'll be Warney against Greg Steyer to start things off. Our officials: Gary Prager, Dwayne Gladden, and Evan Burrows. Stony Brook putting its 10-game winning streak on the line, and we are underway. Warney tips it back. This is Puriefoy walking it up for the Seawolves.
You'll see Albany start out in a man-to-man. That's their bread and butter defense, but they may go to zone just because of the Warney factor.
There's a kick against the Great Danes. 18 to shoot. Here's Secunda. McGrew with the long two. That is off, but Warney picks up the rebound and goes right back up for his first bucket of the night.
That's where he's so dangerous. If he gets the ball that close to the rim, he is going to overpower every player in this league and finish inside. Coach Will Brown, though, said he would be happy if McGrew is the one taking those shots all night long.
Warney now 5 rebounds away from becoming the all-time rebounder here at Stony Brook, and there's a whistle against Stony Brook. And Secunda.
Stony Brook starting out in a man-to-man defense, and what Albany does, they take their perimeter guys and they go to the basket. They make, on average, over 19 free throws a game. They will get to the line. It's a huge part of their offense.
This is Evan Singletary with it off the screen. Over to Hooley. Hooley drives, takes the floater. No good. Rebound Walker. Quickly ahead to Puriefoy. Pushing it. Intercepted by Sanders. He takes it right at the big fella and scores.
How about that take by Sanders? Warney right there. He creates the contact, gets his shoulder into Warney so that he couldn't block the shot. Shot blockers want space to get up and hit the ball away.
Warney leads the conference in block shots with 55. But he couldn't get that one. Now he goes to work on the offensive end. To the left hand.
Nice hook. He is deliberate when he gets the basketball. He's accustomed to getting double teamed, so he knows how to keep his balance and use that dribble to determine whether a double is coming. That time he didn't, finished with a lefty hook.
He is coming off his 51st career double-double. Last year he led the country in double-doubles. Now he's guarding the ball in Steyer. And they take it right at him. And this time he's ready for it.
Nice move by Steyer. They want to try to get Warney in foul trouble, but he is very good about moving his feet and not getting in foul trouble here. Albany is a team that will be methodical in the half court, but if they have that, they will take it. That was a nice take right on Warney.
5 to shoot. Rowley looks at the clock, but he hands it off to Singletary, who lets it fly. Good block out, and the Seawolves run it down.
Outstanding box out that time by Stony Brook. They know Albany likes to attack the offensive glass.
Puriefoy the quick three. And Rowley with the rebound for Albany. Sanders looking to push. Now out to Singletary. Sanders off the screen. Keeps it himself, right at Warney again, gets his own rebound, and will go to the line.
We talked about Jameel Warney and his ability to overpower you. How about there? Just a quick turn with his shoulders to the left side, got the defender leaning. That's not an easy shot to finish. Nice lefty hook.
Sanders, a 75% free throw shooter, can't hit the first. And at least when the ball's in his hands early, they're not backing away from Warney.
Yeah, they're taking it right at him, and I think that's the good test early on to see if you can get the officials to get a foul or two on him. If he comes out of the game because of foul trouble, completely different Stony Brook team.
Sanders makes it a one-point game. And this is where Coach Will Brown wants the game to be played in the half court to force shots like that one as Hooley runs it down.
And if I'm Steve Peichel, I don't love that shot. You've got to give Warney at least a look. Get ball reversal one time. See if you can find him inside. If not, later on in the shot clock, you settle for that three.
Now Rowley puts the fake on McGrew. Good double by Puriefoy. And Walker grabs the rebound. Teams combining to shoot right now 3 of 11. Rowley shows the double, then comes off Warney, but he'll go to the line.
And teams know one another as well as these two do. And when it's a rivalry game like this, there's going to be some low field goal percentage just because they know each other so well. I mean, again, overpower you. I don't know if there was a foul there. Was that foul on Steyer? Because it looked to me like he was straight up and down.
That's who they gave it to, so Steyer will get an early trip to the bench. Richard Peters onto the floor.
Yeah, Richard Peters is a big body inside and strong and can hold his own defensively, and that's what he'll give you, defense and rebounding, but he's not much of a scoring threat. So they lose a scoring threat with Steyer now on the bench.
And again, they are not deep in the front court. They're going without Travis Charles, who is injured and unable to go with a heart condition, and Chaz Brown left the team, so they cannot afford to have guys in foul trouble against Warney. Singletary can't hit the three from straight away. Warney goes right back to the block and goes to work on Peters. Away from the double team, not even close off the glass.
I like that he's looking to be aggressive, though. There's some games this year where he's thinking pass first.
Nobody blocks out Rowley, and he comes up with it off the Hooley miss. Singletary, nice look to Rowley, and he hits.
Nice finish by Rowley inside, and on the previous possession, Hooley with the missed three. Remember, he has really struggled this season until the last 2 games, hitting from the three-point line.
Puriefoy goes away from Warney and gets it to go.
Will Brown told us that was the player he was most concerned about today because of what he just did. His ability to get dribble penetration and also to push in transition off of steals.
Now he guards Singletary. Peters kicks it back out to Hooley. 10 on the shot clock for Sanders and Albany. Splits the defense, goes right at Warney and gets the whistle.
And they continue to attack, and this time they are rewarded for the foul by Worley.
So there's the bucket on one end, but Puriefoy, the answer for the Seawolves, the home team, up 1 in the first half.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough and Volkswagen.
Please, thank you. Thank you. And this is 22% for Albany. What do you say? I can't shoot 33% and win this game. But now he's down 1, so maybe he can.
So the other teams, yeah.
He's got 3 offensive boards, though.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold and Cough and Volkswagen.
We take you inside my home court with an inside look at the renovations to Island Federal Credit Union Arena here on the campus of Stony Brook University. It underwent a 2-year, $21.1 million renovation starting in June 2012, and it was finished in October 2014. The features enhanced court, improved practice courts, video boards on both ends of the court, 4 luxury suites, a VIP lounge that I had to drag Rebecca out of before the game, and an expanded concourse. And really, we were here for shoot-arounds, and now that the place is full and loud, what an arena here for a mid-major club.
Yeah, beautiful facility.
Sanders hits the first. He is doing almost all the damage right now for Albany.
You take a look at what Albany does from the free throw line. We talked that they make, on average, over 19 a game. Their opponents make under 10 a game. That free throw differential leads the nation. It's their bread and butter. They get to the line and score from there.
Albany on top by 1. Sanders has 5 of the 7 points. McGrew squares up on Rowley, takes the shot. That is what Albany wants.
He can make that shot, but he should not settle for that shot.
Singletary looks over and gets the call from Coach Brown. Hooley, his second 3 of the night. 0 for 2. Another rebound for Warney. He moves closer and closer to the Stony Brook record. Walker with a long shot. Again, settling Rebecca.
And they've been cold from the perimeter. They've gotten good things when Warney has gotten a touch, and he's a very capable and willing passer. If he gets a double team, he will find his open teammate.
Now Peters. Short on the lefty hook. Walker with the hustle to the rebound. Secunda, the quick release on a 3, and he hits.
You do want Secunda taking the 3. That is that young man's job, is to come in and launch 3s from the perimeter. One of their better 3-point shooters on this team.
Coming in at 41% from behind the arc. He now has 43s on the season. 2-man game to Rowley. So Sanders goes right at him. It seems everyone else is fading away when Warney's in front of him. Puriefoy off the screen, back to McGrew, and he hits.
In transition, in step, in rhythm. That was a good shot by McGrew.
Under 13 to play now. Stony Brook up 4 against Albany. Singletary gets in the paint, and he draws the whistle. Is this on Warney? And it is his second.
Albany has done a fantastic job at taking the ball at Warney. Warney is a player who normally stays out of foul trouble, does a good job moving his feet, playing post defense. It's a different story when guards come in there with a head full of steam. As a post player, it's more difficult to keep that space and not foul. Get a chance to take another look at it. Singletary coming in. Oh, that is a tough call. I don't think there was enough contact there by Warney to warrant his second, and that sends him to the bench probably for the rest of this half.
Steve Peichel quickly getting in the ear of the official. Evan Burrows.
And that changes things, because now offensively you don't have the player that you want to run things through, that you're going to run your offense through, and obviously on the defensive end it makes it easier for Albany to take it to the basket.
So now we get our first look at Jacob Petrus, number 32, and number 34, Lucas Woodhouse, out there for Stony Brook.
Petrus, a player who averages only 5 minutes a game.
Puriefoy for three, in and out. Now Singletary. You know, it's interesting. Coaches always talking about the fact that the refs will play, but you know, if you live on Long Island, you say he's a great defender. If you live in Albany, you say, hey, they never call fouls on him. Well, tonight the whistles have gone against Jameel Warney, and he's on the bench. Sanders for three, too strong. Rowley, another offensive, make that Joe Cremo off the bench and grabbing a board.
Keep an eye on Joe Cremo. What a nice freshman he is. A great three-point shooter. Also very good off of dribble penetration.
He wants it on the clear out. He gets it. Going against Woodhouse. Gets into the lane. Tapped out to Puriefoy. Numbers for the Seawolves. He'll keep it himself. Petrus can't corral the rebound. Walker does.
Great job by Walker to get in there. Stony Brook needed a basket, and he gets it for them. In last possession, we saw Cremo post up. That's what he can bring as well from the guard position. He's a very good post-up player when he has a smaller guard defending him.
Now Singletary with 15 to shoot. Draws the switch. Singletary with 5. Creates. Gets knocked away. And that's a whistle against Albany. The Seawolves on a 7-2 run. They lead by 4. We're back to Long Island after this. My home court here on Long Island. We mentioned it earlier, but now we take you back in time, quick time. The renovations here of Island Federal Credit Union Arena. $21.1 million was the tab, but you know, if you ask Seawolf fans and Coach Peichel, certainly worth it, as this is an outstanding facility for Stony Brook basketball, men and women. And originally opened in 1990, got that facelift. It started in June 2012 and was ready by October 2014. Take a look at some of the numbers in the first game. Stony Brook defeated Columbia 57-56, part of a huge comeback for the Seawolves. And you know, talking to Coach Peichel, he can't be more energized about this facility. And you know, not just for recruits, but certainly the community. A great place to come and get behind these teams.
Especially he feels like, you know, he's been a part of something here and helped build something, and it's got to be very rewarding for him to not only see how far his team has come in terms of improvement in the America East, but this facility that they're playing in.
So,
and right now, Albany shooting 13% for the game. So how are they still in it? 5 of 6 from the free throw line. Can't overstate how important that part of the game is to this team.
There's an offensive foul on the screen against Steyer. His second. So some substitutions off the break as Tyrell Sturdivant is in for Stony Brook. Dallas Enema, number 24, the junior out of Sheldon, Iowa, on the court for Albany. Woodhouse given plenty of space, and he can't hit the three. Primo comes up with the rebound. They're daring the Seawolves to shoot from the perimeter.
Yeah, sometimes there's a reason why you're open, and that's what's happening right now. Albany kind of playing that contained defense, saying, all right, show us that you can make them, and then we'll come out and defend you out there.
Sanders drives hard, can't hit. Sturdivant with the rebound.
Versus the attack mentality of Albany. You know, they are really attacking, getting inside the paint.
There's a foul against Albany. It's Ray Sanders. And a reminder, Saturday at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN, 2 Player of the Year candidates lead their teams as Melo Trimble and number 7 Maryland take on Denzel Valentine and number 11 Michigan State in a journey to the tourney matchup. It's also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And certainly Melo Trimble having no problem adjusting to the faster pace of the new rules. He and Maryland liking to go fast right now. Under 10 to play here. Bit of an offensive struggle on the floor for both teams. Puriefoy thought about it. Now Woodhouse in the corner. Gets space off the screen. He can't hit. That call's going to go against Sturdivant down low.
You'll see a much different offense without Warney in the game. The first 8 possessions, 6 of them he got touches. Stony Brook was running their offense through him, now on the bench with those 2 fouls.
And this is almost foreign territory for Coach Peichel because, as you mentioned, he doesn't foul, so they're not used to having to deal with him on the bench in foul trouble.
Yeah, they're used to that young man being in the ball game. Averages 32 minutes a game.
Albany coughs it up. Now Deshaun Thrower on the floor for Coach Peichel. There's a look at the UConn grad. His first year at Connecticut was Jim Calhoun's first year at Storrs, so he helped build that program into the blue blood program that it is now. Trying to do something along the same lines here at Stony Brook. So the trip to the NCAA tournament is certainly the next step as McGrew can't hit the runner. We mentioned a UConn grad. Look at that, a young Jim Calhoun and a young Steve Peichel from back in the late 80s.
Both of them not looking like that at all anymore. None of us are. From the early 90s till now.
Sturdivant, nice move inside, but he can't finish. McGrew comes up with the offensive rebound. Short on the putback, and Rowley corrals for Albany. Rowley gets in the paint but loses control. Thrower can't come up with it. Hooley settles things down momentarily. And the refs say last touch by Albany. 4th turnover of the ball game for the Great Danes.
Hooley continuing to attack. We've mentioned that it's been a struggle on his 3-point shot. And that was last touched by Hooley. But again, Albany's mentality from the tip of this game has been to get into the paint, try to draw contact.
Stony Brook has missed its last 5 shots, and certainly interesting minutes here right now for Stony Brook with their main starters on the bench. You look over at Walker, Puriefoy, and Warney sitting together on the bench. And right now they still lead by 4 as Albany's unable to take advantage. Now Primo, the spin move, the left, he'll go to the line. That call goes against Secunda, and you know, we were talking with both Peter and Coach Brown. Certainly can't really explain it right now. Such a good shooter struggling right now.
And he said, Coach Brown said he's been shooting great the last 3 weeks of the season. And think about this, the first 18 games of the season, he was shooting The last 2 games he was up to 50%, 8 of 16, but that hasn't transferred over to this game. Granted, it's early, but when you're a shooter who's going through those struggles, it can play some serious tricks with your brain, so you got to figure out other ways to stay involved, get to the free throw line, get your teammates involved. Hooley's been doing that, attacking the basket tonight.
Coach Brown, a scorer in his own day at Miller Place, growing up here on Long Island, and then at Dowling College, said, I've never seen anything like it in all my career. Such a good shooter going through such a prolonged slump.
That's the thing with shooters or with confidence, you know, when you have it, you have it, and you don't know how you got it. And then when you lose it, you don't know how to get it back. It's just going to be a grind every single day in practice. You have to focus on other things other than your shot so you can still find a way to contribute to your team.
McGrew, a high arcing shot, doesn't go. Sturdivant keeps it alive for Stony Brook and kicks it out with a new shot clock. Puriefoy back on the floor. Go back to McGrew. And that's picked off by Singletary. That pass was telegraphed, and Singletary takes it all the way. Steve Peichel wants a quick timeout.
Evan Singletary finding a way to get his team on the scoreboard again. They've been struggling offensively, so you start it with your defense. Score time.
So some early concern for Coach Steve Peichel as Albany ties it up at 13. His star players only played a little over 7 minutes, sent to the bench early with 2 fouls. So trying to navigate away without Jameel Warney right now. They go to Sturdivant. He goes to Peters to the hook, and he hits.
Really nice play on the block coming out of the timeout. Sturdivant with nice patience on that right block and the righty hook.
Stony Brook regains the lead. Walker back on the floor, guarding Cremo. Hooley gets away from the double and gets to the rim for the layup.
I mean, he just gets in there like a pinball. You know, he's not like a quick knifing kind of guard, but he gets in there willing to bounce off the defenders. Great finisher inside.
McGrew comes up with it, takes some contact and hits.
And that's where you want McGrew right now, is near the block, getting touches inside the paint. He's a player who really excels when he's on the floor with Warney, because Warney can pass out of those double teams. And now without Warney on the floor, he's going to have to get inside.
Great cut and a feed. Singletary to Hooley, and we're tied again. Sturdivant, the long two. Don't know if you're looking for that shot if you're Stony Brook. And Albany grabs the rebound and can now regain the lead.
When Warney is on the floor, Stony Brook offensively has more of a calm about them because they know they can always get it into their big man. Right now, it's like they don't know who should be taking which shot.
Singletary short on that. Run down by Walker. Quickly the other way. And he gets called for the offensive foul.
I don't think there's any question about that one. He was so going downhill. Take a look at Hooley coming off the screen, just bobbing and weaving, getting in the lane. When you're a shooter who is struggling with your three-point shot, this is such a bonus. See the ball go through the rim by getting easy touches inside.
All right, Coach Lobo, 5.5 left in the first half. When are you playing Jameel Warney again?
I'm keeping him out. I'm keeping him out. As long as this game is close like this, you want him to go full out come second half. You feel pretty good right now if you're Steve Peichel in terms of what you've done without Warney on the floor.
Rowley draws the foul against Sturdivant. Seawolves fans looking for a travel call, but he'll go to the line. So that's the second against Tyrell Sturdivant. So a team that lives at the line is drawing the whistle right now against Steve Peichel's Seawolves.
This is the thing when it comes to conference games and rivalry games. Stony Brook leads the conference 77 points a game. Albany 74 points a game. You got 18 and 17 with 5 minutes to go in the first half. You know what your opponent is going to run. You know all the players' tendencies. It can be a grind when you're at this stage of the conference season.
Puriefoy out there with Walker, McGrew, Petrus, and Thrower for Stony Brook. Puriefoy for three. Bullseye!
That's the guy. That's the guy who needs to take the reins on the offensive end when Warney is not in the ballgame.
Now he's on the ball in Singletary. Enema squares up, will take the baseline J and hits.
That's why Enema's in the game. He's a guy who comes in and looks to score. Nice reverse pivot to get that shot up.
Singletary denying Puriefoy the ball, but Petrus able to get it to him and looking for two in a row. He is locked in now. He has 8.
Quick little shot when he just got a little bit of space off the screen. Elevate, hit the 3, 2 in a row.
Now Sanders, who after a hot start's been quiet, but Rowley to Hooley. Now they call him for steps.
Stony Brook trying to find their offense. Looking him right in the eye, looking Hooley right in the eye, elevating and hit. Puriefoy's got really nice elevation on his jump shot.
Under 4 to play in the first half. Stony Brook with the ball in a 3-point lead. Going without the 2-time America East Conference Player of the Year, and that's what they call a force.
Force, a heat check, bad shot, all of them apply.
Rowley cross court to Hooley, good ball movement. Everyone touching it, but Sanders can't finish. And Puriefoy comes up with the rebound and draws the foul. They call Carson Puriefoy Trey for a reason. He's hit 2 lately, and Stony Brook leads by 3.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider, Explore the Orchard, and Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Angry Orchard Hard Cider, Explore the Orchard, and Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Back here on Long Island, Stony Brook leads 23-20, and in the stands tonight, Diane Brown, the mother of Albany head coach Will Brown, natives of Miller Place, New York, which is about a 15-minute drive away. That's, of course, without traffic, which very rarely happens here on Nichols Road in Long Island. But, you know, Rebecca, when we were at practice today, I don't know what impressed me more, how detail-oriented Coach Brown was with his practice schedule or his meal plan. He had it all worked out on his return to Long Island. The egg and cheese breakfast sandwich on the everything bagel with your favorite part, the black and white cookie.
The black and white cookie for breakfast dessert.
For breakfast
and then he was
dessert.
having a different dessert at a different deli, I think, for lunch.
He's going to have the rice pudding after the American sub, and he's going to top it off tonight, win or lose, with the chicken parm and a slice of pepperoni pizza.
You're making me hungry.
But he played for his father in Miller Place. His dad, a tremendous high school coach, and he had a great career. And thrower for three, well off the mark.
The name appropriate on that shot for throwing.
Sanders switches hands and hits. Sanders has been bothered for most of the season with a toe injury, but you're not seeing those effects here in the first half. Coach Peichel agreeing with Coach Lobo not to play Warney here down the stretch in the first half with 2 fouls.
With Puriefoy on fire. What did we see last time? There was an on-ball screen set. Stony Brook double teaming. I'm sorry, Albany double teaming the screen.
5 to shoot. Puriefoy gets a step and he'll go to the line. Well, he'll at least draw the whistle. So a whistle against Singletary late in the shot clock, never going to make the coach happy.
But you see the defensive change in terms of scheme. When Puriefoy's coming off that screen, they're sending out the big guy to double team, but he just split it anyway and still able to get in the paint with his quickness.
As you mentioned, we had the graphic, the exact distance, 5 miles from Stony Brook, Coach Brown's hometown. What a Will Brown not happy with that whistle against his senior captain.
Frankly, there have been a lot of questionable calls here so far in the first half, most notably Warney's second. Get a look here. Yeah, he reached in, grabbed his arm. That was a good call.
So Sanders goes to the bench, presumably for the final 2:35. Walker hits the first, he has 3. So it's going to be Hooley, Rowley, Enema, Cremo, and Singletary for Albany. Puriefoy, Woodhouse, Walker, McGrew, and Petrus for Stony Brook. That's too strong. Enema with the rebound. Enema, a deep 3.
That flare screen was run for Enema, but I didn't think he had enough space to launch that 3.
Woodhouse launches 1 and rattles in.
Be contagious. You see one of your teammates drain a 3, it becomes much easier for you to make the next one.
Largest lead of the night for Stony Brook, but not for long. What a shot by Singletary. High off the glass, and he'll go to the line for the old school 3-point play attempt.
How about that rainmaker? 6'1" Evan Singletary getting inside, going against a much bigger defender, using glass. He's feeling it, loving it. His reaction when he sees that the ball goes in, priceless. Petrus at 6'11", 6'1" on 6'11", and he gets the three-point play.
Just like that, the lead down to 2. Woodhouse over to Petrus. Now Puriefoy off the screen, attacks the bigs. Walker can't handle the pass. 8 to shoot. They'll give that to Walker all night, and he makes them pay there.
Just took Puriefoy to hit a couple threes, and now the rest of the guys on the team are feeling pretty good about it. Walker had to take that one. Shot clock going down.
He has 6, lead back up to 5. Crowd starting to come to life here. 10 to shoot for Singletary, being guarded by Puriefoy. There's a whistle. Petrus unhappy with the call.
It's just Albany's MO. If they don't like what's happening on the offensive end, they will put their head down and get in the lane and try to get to the free throw line. It's so effective for them.
Petrus not happy with the call, but the whistle goes against Puriefoy. His first. Singletary back to the line. Rattles out. Next week, Big Monday has 2 great Journey to the Tourney games. At 7 Eastern, number 20 Duke faces number 15 Miami in the ACC. Then at 9 Eastern, it's a Big 12 clash between number 3 Kansas and number 19 Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum. Both games are streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Singletary hits the second.
Big 12 has been a little bit crazy this year, especially with their number 1 teams going down.
Talk about great atmospheres. It is always electric at Iowa State. Final minute of the half. Stony Brook with the ball in a 4-point lead. Puriefoy drives on Singletary, loses control, and Rowley takes it away. Great effort by Albany. Hooley keeps it himself right down Nichols Road and hits.
It is so difficult to defend when he has a head full of steam like that.
Walker out of control. Albany trying to save it. Cremo going all out, but he couldn't, so Stony Brook will get it back.
Talked about Peter Hooley, his ability to get into the lane, just knifes right through that time, finishes inside. Player who does not mind absorbing contact. He didn't have it on that play, but he is not afraid to get inside with the bigs.
So interesting right now when you look at the stat sheet. If you're Albany and you're 0 for 7 from behind the arc, you're happy you're only down 2. If you're Stony Brook, you've barely gotten 7 minutes from Jameel Warney and you have the lead.
Not how you would have expected this game to go.
Did all that work and prep and scouting reports for nothing. All right, so Albany now can hold for the last shot. And Will Brown wants to talk it over. Sanders will be back on the floor. Petrus checks in for Stony Brook.
Will Brown has so many different sets that he runs for his guys. Flare screens, double screens to get threes, to try to get inside for 2. Interesting to see what he runs with 14 to go in this half.
And coming up on the halftime report, we'll have a Coach Cal film room session. We'll preview all the games coming up on Saturday, and of course, first half analysis from here on Long Island. Brendan Fitzgerald and Jason Capel will take over at the half. So we mentioned at the beginning, first time here for Stony Brook that they're wearing blue uniforms, breaking them out here for a special home game against Albany. A little interesting with the script and the names in red on the back. And Jameel Warney there able to smile. He's got to be well rested. He's has gotten a break like this since his freshman year probably.
Only once in his career has he fouled out of a game.
5 seconds left. Cremo stops, spins, gets him up in the air, and the tip in at the buzzer counts. Enema with the putback. They'll take a look, but at real speed, it looked good.
You put the ball in the hands of the player who can get in there and create. Cremo gets a good shot, rolls around. Yeah, without question, that's off the fingertips before the shot clock runs out. One more look at it. It's off the rim. Enema right there. Yep, tip. Ball good.
So as the refs continue to review it, we think it's good, which means it's 30-all at the half. Stay tuned for the halftime report right after this. Back here on Long Island, first half certainly not as scripted, but Stony Brook and Albany tied at 30 as we get ready for the second half from Island Federal Credit Union Arena. Eamon McEnany along with Rebecca Lobo, and as we were mentioning throughout the end of the first half there, not as planned with Jamil Warney limited and then some other guys stepping up for Albany.
Yeah, that was so key for Stony Brook. Jamil Warney being out of the game. They run their offense through the big guy on the post. Albany started out struggling a little bit from the perimeter, but they were able to get to the free throw line, which is their bread and butter, and they were also able to get Hooley involved, getting the penetration inside.
Time now to take a look at the first half highlights. Warney limited, but Carson Puriefoy ready to go.
Puriefoy was terrific in the latter part of that half. He decided it was his time to take over, took a couple contested three-point shots, and that became contagious. His teammates started to hit them as well. And we talked about Hooley. He's been struggling with his three-point shot, so what does he do? He gets touches in the paint, did a really good job knifing inside, finishing. We'll see if that transfers in the second half in terms of his confidence, if he can also now get his outside game going.
Then at the end of the first half, Primo couldn't hit the shot, but Dallas Enema gets the putback to go at the buzzer. They reviewed it, and it was determined a good shot. So that made it 30 all, and we take a look at the stats, and you take a look at Albany, 0 for 7 behind the arc, but once again, double digits at the free throw line.
The free throws are the great equalizer for Albany. If they're not shooting the basketball well, they make up for it by getting to the free throw line. But both of these teams shooting under their percentage. You expect more here in the second half.
Jamil Warney, the two-time America East Conference Player of the Year, limited to 7 minutes, 4 points, and 3 rebounds. He'll be fresh and ready to go for the second half, so will we.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
Getting ready for the second half here. Jamil Warney ready to go, and 51 career double-doubles. He's going to have to get going here in the second half as we see those early 2 fouls, Rebecca, limiting him to 7 minutes.
Well, I'd look for both teams here early in the second half to try to establish their post play. For Stony Brook, obviously, That is Jameel Warney. But remember, for Albany, Greg Steyer only played 4 minutes because he had 2 fouls as well. Averages about 7 points a game. But he is a scoring presence inside. 6'7", gets rebounds for you as well.
Albany starts with the ball. Here's Rowley. Now Singletary. Sanders drives and hits.
Man, we've seen him do that time and time again tonight. Broad shoulders, he gets the look, gets the ball up on the rim.
And good patience there, because they gave him the mid-range jumper and he didn't settle for it. He attacked the defense. Now quickly they double Warney.
He's so good at that. A couple, 2 dribbles, escapes, so he can get a good look at the wing on the other side.
Again, Rowley goes right at him, so the early strategy here in the second half is to double, and it works with the turnover there. 6 turnover of the ball game for the Seawolves.
And if you're Albany, you were effective getting to the free throw line, but also attack Warney. Try to get that third right there. You see, he stepped completely aside. Warney was not going to risk getting that foul called.
But it does go off Sanders as he strips him.
Watch right here, right here. Warney, I'm not getting in there and getting the foul called. I think Sanders was just surprised that he was that wide open to the bucket. Lost it out of bounds.
Again, Rowley quickly doubles, and what a pass to Walker underneath.
Beautiful pass inside. And as a perimeter player, you know when your post gets doubled, somebody can cut to the lane and be open. I talked about it in the first half. Warney is a terrific passer out of double teams.
Cross court to Hooley for 3.
There
That
you
was
go.
smooth.
There you go. What did we see in the first half? His ability to get inside, see the ball go through the basket. Now he's feeling it from the outside.
He has 9. Now Puriefoy coming around. And they throw it away. Miscommunication.
Keep playing through Warney. Let him draw the double team. He's been effective right here. Look at this. I mean, he's got doubles, big guys right on him. The look away, great find inside. Run your offense through the big guy. Give him a touch. See if you can get some more of those cuts to the basket.
So now Stony Brook with the ball in a 3-point lead. Hooley kicks it out to Singletary for 3. Too strong. Good block out by Walker, and he comes up with the board. Back out to Puriefoy. Quickly to Warney, who splits the double soft with the left hand.
And he likes that right block. We've seen a couple different finishes from him from his left hand. You saw the jump hook in the first half, now the split and the finish on that play. Can't guard him with 1, and sometimes it's hard to guard him with 2.
Hooley thought about the 3 momentarily. Another 2-man game. Sanders keeps it himself. Bounce pass to Singletary. Finds an open Rowley, who hits.
Rowley is very capable facing the basket. That's his shot right there.
Of course, the younger brother of Sam Rowley, who was the best player for Albany last year. As Coach Brown told us last year, everything went through Sam, so we're playing a little bit differently this year. Walker with 13, content not to get it in the hands of Warney right now, and Sanders almost does come up with the steal. Great defense by Ray Sanders. 8th turnover of the game for the Seawolves. Sanders from the corner. It's good.
We've seen a lot of good things happening for Albany off of their dribble penetration. Couple possessions in a row, drive and kick.
Largest lead of the night for Albany. Forces Steve Peichel to take an early timeout here in the second half.
Dribble penetration. Hooley gets it out. Sanders with a nice finish from the perimeter. Albany up 6.
Rivalries become rivalries because the same two teams meet in meaningful games, and the last time these two teams met, it was certainly meaningful. Here's Bob Picozzi with the final seconds of the America East title game.
Sanders drive for the tie, no good. Rebound comes out to Hooley for the win. And Albany is going to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd consecutive year.
In Albany, in the capital region, it is known simply as the shot, and that shot by Peter Hooley did a lot more than just send Albany back to the NCAA tournament. Of course, if you know Albany, you know the story so well. Peter's mom passing away last January after a long bout with cancer. And boy, that shot have a lot of meaning to it. Warning with the dunk. Gets loose down low. He has 8.
What an absolutely pinpoint pass by Puriefoy to get him the ball inside. Clearly Steve Peichel's message out of the timeout, get the big guys some touches. And what has been successful for Albany? Dribble penetration, finishing, or finding shooters.
Singletary with contact on the runner, doesn't go. McGrew goes up high for the rebound. Puriefoy, kick out. Walker passes up to 3. Great defense by Singletary. Forces the tie-up. It'll be Stony Brook ball.
Puriefoy with the perfect pass into Jameel Warney. What does he do? There you go. That's an easy 2.
Before the commissioner calls their name,
with the first pick,
they're already on stage. The NBA draft's future are today's college hoops superstars. Green Room Guys, starting next week. Before the commissioner calls their name,
with the first pick,
they're already on stage. The NBA draft's future are today's college hoops superstars. Green Room Guys, starting next week.
Big week of college hoops on the ESPN networks. And Rebecca, which matchup, which guys are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, since LSU plays against Oklahoma next week, that's the matchup I am looking forward to. Not only Ben and Buddy going against one another, but Holly Roll will be on the sidelines, and that's always a reason for me to tune in and watch.
Out of the timeout, Stony Brook ball down by 4. 10-game winning streak on the line for the Seawolves.
And what do you see right now? Albany starting out with a zone look.
Shot clock running down. Secunda can't hit the 3. And they're going to call Rowley on the block out for a hold.
Wow.
Tough call against Rowley.
Maybe he was holding the arm.
And they called him for the hold.
Warney,
yeah.
let's take a look at it right here. They're wrapped up together.
Oh.
Oof, that's one of those tough ones that could go either way. Warney is lucky that didn't turn into his 3rd.
Right now on couches across the Albany area. You see, honey, he gets all the calls.
What a great move by Will Brown to go into this zone defense.
Out of control, out to Secunda, who passes up to 3 over to Woodhouse. He doesn't, but he's short. Hooley runs it down.
Will Brown told us, you know, can't believe it took me so long in the American East Championship game. I didn't go to the zone until the last 5 minutes of the game, and it made a difference. Well, will Stony Brook respond better to that zone here tonight?
And, you know, almost to his favor, obviously only 7 minutes in the first half, but he also didn't have to show all his cards on his strategy on how he was going to play Warney
exactly
defensively.
right.
Hooley hits. He's in double figures with 11.
Yeah, his perimeter game has been on point here in the second half.
Primo out there for Sanders now off the timeout. He's guarding the ball. Woodhouse gets a step, kicks it in the corner for Secunda for 3. That's off. McGrew runs it down and hits the reverse off the glass.
And great use of the rim by McGrew to go to the other side. Is that a foul?
A foul on Steyer.
He better be careful because he's close to getting a technical. He's upset and he's verbalizing that frustration. We'll get a chance to see here. The miss by Secunda. See if we can find Steyer trying to box out. He gets hit in the back by Warney.
It's that push there late.
That is... There have been some difficult ones because there's been some physical play. And
so Steyer goes to the bench with his 3rd, being calmed down by the captain, Ray Sanders.
There's nothing more frustrating to a player than getting a foul that causes you to come out of a game. In a big game, you want to be on the floor.
Also gives the ball back to Stony Brook. Right back to Warney now. Wow, power! And 1.
Here in the second half, we're getting a chance to see what we didn't in the first, and that's Jameel Warning doing what he can do. We've talked about how patient he can be waiting for the double team. That time he knew there was single coverage. Quick little spin, baseline finishes. Ooh, pretty basketball by Warning. That was on 6'11" Richard Peters. If you're gonna dunk on the 6'11" man.
All I could think of when I saw that replay was Coach Brown saying, yeah, Peters does a pretty good job on Warney. He's 6'11". Now there's some juice in the building with under 14 to play in regulation. Stony Brook back within 1. Woodhouse closes out on Hooley, loses control, but off Warney.
I like
10 to shoot.
I like the attack, and you know what? See what happens. Take it right at Warney. See if you can get the officials in a game that's become physical, where they might be more prone to blow the whistle. Take it at Warney. See if you can get him his 3rd.
It will be very interesting the next time Warney draws contact, how it's called. And right now it's Albany ball. Hooley drawing some contact, can't hit. Primo keeps it alive. New shot clock, but he goes right at the hoop and draws the foul against Walker.
Yeah, Walker bodying up with those freedom of movement guidelines being enforced this year. You got to let the ball handler have his space.
Walker picks up his 2nd. Singletary comes around to get it. They double the ball. Roley's wide open. They find him. Rejected by Warney. Peters all over Woodhouse, and he gets called. You know, Rebecca, you told me, watching him on film, he looks straight up, and that looked as clean as a block as you'll see.
Well, how about this? A shot blocker, he stays on his feet on the ball fake and then goes straight up. Man, this young man and the talent he possesses at his size, 6'8", 260 pounds, great hands, agile feet. He doesn't rush, and that's always a key for big players.
2nd block of the night. Double teamed, he can't hit. Primo comes up with it for Albany. High off the glass over Warney, the freshman hits. Fearless
He practices that shot. He gets in the gym and he practices runners. He practices floaters, and that's why he's able to make them in the games.
Two-time Mr. Basketball, Class A in New York. One of the most high-profile recruit to play for Coach Brown at Albany. Walker's off. Hooley comes up with the rebound.
The second half. This has turned into the game that we expected. A little bit ugly in the first half. This is good basketball here.
Primo given space. Too strong. Warney with the rebound. 5 rebounds for Warney. Puriefoy quickly the other way. McGrew can't come up with it. Still loose. Primo touched it last. Stony Brook ball.
On that possession, Warney did not make it inside the three-point line. He looks a little bit fatigued right now, but telling Steve Pikely he doesn't want to come out of the game. Look at this. Look at that floater off the rim.
Now when he practices, does he practice shooting it over a 6'8" shot blocker? But you see the hometown Scotia, New York, from the capital region, and plenty of conversation about him attending the University of Albany. Coach Brown saying, you know, no one wants to talk to me about my seniors or my captains. They all want to talk about Joe because they've known him since he was playing in the 5th grade.
Talks about the young man's work ethic, and he gets into the gym and uses the gun and doesn't just take jump shots, but he practices those floaters. He practices making layups off the wrong foot or leaners off the wrong foot, understanding that those situations may arise in the game. That last one's one for his highlight reel.
Puriefoy bounce pass to Warney, who can't handle it. Another turnover for Stony Brook.
Do reels exist in the digital age, by the way?
Excuse me?
Highlight reel, do reels exist in the digital age? The older folks know what I meant.
Absolutely. So, whistle against Walker off the ball, but Jameel Warney starting to heat up for Stony Brook, the 2-time player of the year in this conference, showing why right now.
Somewhere in the arena. Steven, look at these cameras and try to find him right over here. And you're going to tell me to go left, up, right, or down to find him. What do you think? He says go a little left. He found him! There he is! There's the Chicken Man! Congratulations, Steven! Thanks for your help. You won a $25 gift card to the Buffalo Wild Wings. Can I get a round of applause for my man, Steven?
Next week, Big Monday has 2 great Journey to the Tourney games. At 7 Eastern, number 20 Duke faces number 15 Miami in the ACC. Then at 9 Eastern, it's a Big 12 clash between number 3 Kansas and number 19 Iowa State at Hilton Coliseum. Both games are streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And you mentioned it a few minutes ago, Rebecca, this game now turning into what we expected, and it's always tight when Albany and Stony Brook collide last year, 3 games. And Hooley, the hero of the final game, can't hit there. Sturdivant comes up with it for Stony Brook.
Both teams in the second half playing more true to their percentages in terms of what they're shooting on the offensive end.
Puriefoy, Woodhouse, Sturdivant, Secunda, and Warney out there for Stony Brook with the ball, down by 3. Peters out there to guard Warney, along with Enema, Hooley, Sanders, and Cremo. 7 to shoot. Puriefoy drives baseline, gets space and hits. Senior against senior, advantage Stony Brook. He has 10.
Interesting release he has on his shot. It's just kind of like a quick little flick, but it has been effective here in this game.
Sanders picks up his dribble, gets it over to Cremo. What a pick by Peters, but Secunda knocks it away. He's got Puriefoy if he finds him. Up ahead on the run out. Great recovery by Sanders, but they call him for the foul.
And that's his 4th. A player whose his minutes have been limited a bit tonight because of foul trouble. He thought he ran in front and didn't have any contact. Talk about Puriefoy, and when he gets in, his explosiveness, but take a look at his release. It's like a little flick. Finishes the shot. We saw that in the first half from the 3-point line.
So we are now tied once again. Sanders still out there with 4. Let's see if now they quickly get him out. Replaced by Rowley. Nope, he's going in for Peters. So an interesting decision here by Coach Brown. Sanders with the 4 personal fouls with over 10 minutes to play stays in the ball game. Cremo gets it to Rowley, loses it, stuck in no man's land, somehow finds Cremo with 11 on the shot clock. Cremo, the spin, taken away by Woodhouse.
Great hands.
Sturdivant over to Puriefoy. He finishes on the brook. Coach Brown looking for a timeout.
This is where Stony Brook is so difficult and so dangerous. They have active hands on the defensive end. And Puriefoy is so quick, they can get out and transition and score quickly. We didn't see it in the first half, but we're seeing it here in the second. We talk about the hands, deflections, Woodhouse, and then the pass up ahead and the finish strong. Right now, momentum clearly going the Seawolves' way.
So we showed you how last year's championship game ended, and right now in the psychological game, Albany has the edge because they've won the last 3 America East championships, and Coach Brown is willing to go on the record and saying the pressure's all on Stony Brook because they're the ones who've come so close but haven't kicked down the door.
Coaches love to do that.
They do. You wouldn't know anything about coaches and psychological advantages.
Push the pressure on the other team in every single situation.
A head coach playing head games with the media, Rebecca. Tell me that doesn't happen.
Imagine that. But you know, especially in a conference like America East, you know one team.
Right.
Only one team is going to go to the NCAA tournament. Steve Peichel and Stony Brook have not been there. Oh, so close, but not yet.
They were 1 point better than we were last year, so they had a great year, and for us it was woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
That's life in a 1-bid league. Singletary drives and forces the foul call.
I mean, Albany, so smart, you know, when coming in off of the timeout, attack the basket. This is our identity. You have to play to your identity, especially in situations where things aren't going your way in terms of momentum. What's their identity? Attacking, getting to the free throw line.
Foul call goes against Woodhouse. Singletary hits the first to give him 9 for the ball game. Can't hit the second. Rowley touched it last. Looked like he had a step to come up with it, but he couldn't bring it in. So Sanders out there with the 4 fouls with 9:48 to play as Woodhouse brings it up. Transfer from Longwood, but a local product from here on Long Island. Puriefoy from 0 to 60 just like that, but he's short. Warney keeps it alive, but Enema Gets it over to Sanders. Enema for three. And he hits.
He's dangerous. That's his job coming in off the bench, is to score. He is not a reluctant shooter, that is for sure.
He has 7. And Albany just like that back on top as you see the game trends. And we have another one as Woodhouse drills the 3.
Offense so difficult for both teams to come by in the first half. Not the story here in the second. Similar shots, they're just making them here in this half.
Enema looking for Singletary. Now Sanders gets a spot on the block. Gets a step on Secunda. Cremo can't tip it in. Sturdivant comes down with it for Stony Brook. What a takeaway by Singletary. 3-on-2. Nice pass over to Cremo.
Nice job turning their defense into offense on that possession. Sanders came in, there was contact. He's fortunate that he didn't pick up his 5th.
10th tie of the ball game. We were tied at halftime. We're tied as we approach 8 minutes left. Now Warney.
Get him a
And
touch.
a quick whistle.
It's been a few possessions since since Warney has gotten a touch.
Whistle goes against Rowley. His 3rd. So Steyer back on the floor for Enema. Walker coming in for Stony Brook.
Take a look at this in terms of the 3-point field goals. First half to second half. Much different second half for Albany, that's for sure. And Stony Brook, because Warney wasn't in the game in the first half, had to settle more for 3s than they normally would. Not so here in the second.
Willing to go away from Warney again so far on this possession. Now he gets it. Plays the 2-man game. Pulls up and hits. Avoided contact.
I mean, you can't say enough about that. I mean, this is a power player, understands his foul situation, so exactly as you said, avoided contact so he wouldn't get a charge.
Crowd into it now. Sanders. Oh. Gets the whistle and the foul call.
In case you haven't heard his name called enough tonight, Jameel Warney, nice finish inside. Stony Brook up 2.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA, and Volkswagen.
Back here at Stony Brook, the Seawolves have a 2-point lead, mainly because their main guy's been able to play in the second half.
Yeah, in that first half, Jameel Warney, because of foul trouble, in 7 minutes only had 4 points. Well, in the second half, he has been on full display. Defensive end of the floor, splitting the double team and finishing with the left. Right here, he did all of his work early, getting that position, and then the flush inside. And just shown us these last 12 and a half minutes why he is making so much noise.
And he will be, that's where he ranks among active players here at Stony Brook. His next rebound will make him the all-time leader in rebounds at Stony Brook. He's already the all-time leading scorer. And Coach Peichel says the thing that impresses him the most is where he ranks an all-time assist leader, to your point about him being a great passer.
An outstanding passer. Led the nation in double-doubles a season ago with 24.
Singletary goes right at him and can't hit, and it's last touched by Albany.
And that was just smart defensive play. Principle of verticality, he stood straight up. If he'd even brought his arm down a little bit, it would have been a foul. Talked about him possibly going in the second round of the NBA draft. It's interesting to see someone with his size. He never takes face-up jumpers, or almost never takes face-up jumpers. Can a guy at that size succeed at the next level? Well, he's shown all the things he does do incredibly well here in this second half.
And there are scouts here tonight to get an up-close look at Jameel Warney. Woodhouse for three, well off, but Walker in the right place at the right time.
I don't know if it was right place at the right time, but he just saw the trajectory of that shot and knew it was coming off right there.
Rowley gets the roll.
Rowley's had a quiet game, but he's a nice post player himself. Usually takes a couple back down dribbles, has a nice right hand hook.
Seawolves clinging to a 2-point lead. Walker all alone, high arcing shot, doesn't go. McGrew right back to Puriefoy, and he knocks down the open three. He has 17.
Man on the three-point line, it's dangerous off the offensive rebound. Albany was in a zone, more difficult to rebound out of that. And when players aren't matched up, it's easy to find that open three-man on the three-point line. Right here, you get the offensive board and get it out to your shooter when the defense can't get there in time. Bench likes it just a little bit.
Stony Brook up by 5, and Saturday at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN, 2 Player of the Year candidates lead their teams as Melo Trimble and number 7 Maryland take on Denzel Valentine and number 11 Michigan State in a journey to the tourney matchup. It's also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. 6:15 left, down by 5. You have a veteran-laden team that's been through it before. What do you think the message was in that timeout from Coach Brown?
I think it was, let's continue to attack. Let's see if we can pick up another foul on the big guy inside. Hooley has been very good. They've been good getting into the paint and finding shooters on the perimeter or getting to the free throw line. Play to our identity.
Hooley out there with Steyer, Rowley, Sanders, and Singletary. 10 on the shot clock. Sanders, what a spin. Out of control at the end, but he gets it back. And hits.
Good things happen when you get a touch in the paint.
Quickly the other way, Walker can't hit. Steyer with the rebound. Numbers for the Great Danes if they hurry. Singletary for 3, but he gets fouled. 3 shots coming up for Evan Singletary.
Singletary is 76% shooter from the free throw line. Oh, fouling the jump shooter. Contest, but don't foul. Puriefoy tried to get out, but he did not have the angle. You can't risk that one.
Interesting, in the preseason, Will Brown did not make Evan Singletary a captain as his coach's mom looks on. Said he wanted to concentrate on, focus on being the America East Player of the Year.
His captain duties would have gotten in the way of that?
Sometimes, you know, you got to worry about the sophomores and the freshmen. Some guys maybe need to just worry about elevating your own game.
I think if I was a player, I'd rather focus on being the player of the year than having to worry about the other guys on the team.
Well, right now he ties it up. 11th tie of the ball game here tonight as we approach 5.5 minutes left in regulation. Woodhouse kicks it out to Puriefoy, taking the three. Too strong. What elevation by McGrew, and he goes right back with the ball for the layup.
McGrew with a quiet night here on the offensive end, but a big shot there on that offensive board.
He has 8. Stony Brook back on top. Classes for the semester haven't started yet here for Stony Brook, but the student body making its presence felt until Steyer misses the dunk. And now he compounds it by fouling.
He missed the dunk. I think Warney got a piece of it from the back. Get a chance to take a look at it again. It's been a bit of a struggle for that young man here tonight, but he goes up. Yeah, I think Warney got a piece of that basketball. And to do it while avoiding contact, let's get another look here. Yeah, he did. Just his pinky and ring finger right on the ball, enough to make him miss the dunk. Yeah, Steyer, it's been frustrating for him in foul trouble much of the night.
He has 4, sending McGrew to the line. Not a great free throw shooter. 37.5%.
If you're shooting in the 30s, you're a terrible free throw shooter.
Then they hand me the apology card when I say terrible. Hooley forces the whistle against Woodhouse. His second.
Hooley attacking, yeah, the reach right there on Woodhouse. Hooley's been quiet. He had a burst in the beginning of the second half where he was doing some nice things. It's been quiet in the latter stages of this game.
Hooley with 29 and 18 in the last 2 games, but the bounce pass there, last touch by Albany.
Right idea, right idea. He just needed to lead him a little bit more, and then the layup would have been there.
10th turnover of the game for Albany. So Stony Brook walks it up with a 2-point lead. Just curious why they go away from Warney to start. Now they set it up. Kick ball on Rowley.
And as long as you're patient within the possession, the intention was to get the ball to Warney. They were just going to the left side first, ball reversal into the screen and roll. We've just seen at times where they go away from him and they never get back to him.
15 to shoot. Puriefoy dumps it down to Warney, who controls and hits.
Puriefoy has had some beautiful passes inside, threading the needle to Warney.
He has 15. Seawolves up by 4 with under 4 to play. Sanders off the screen. Hooley draws contact, kicks it out to Rowley. And there's a bump against Walker.
Puriefoy knows that when his team needs a bucket, it's time to find the big man. How many times have we seen that? Surrounded by 3-4 defenders, still gets it inside.
$500 for both. Man, have you ever seen $500? Don't worry, me neither. I haven't either. But you hit the shot right now. All 4,109 people here are going to get on their feet and scream for it, buddy. I'm feeling good. I think you got it. Fans, is he going to get this shot? Is he going to get this shot?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA, and Volkswagen. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Golden Corral, the best buffet in the USA, and Volkswagen.
3:37 left to play. Stony Brook with a 4-point lead. Albany going to the line. What's going to be the difference down the stretch, Rebecca?
Well, I don't think Stony Brook wants this to turn into a free throw shooting contest because they're 8th in the league. Albany leads the league in terms of free throw percentage. We were talking about this in the break. If I'm Albany, I consider the next 2 possessions coming down the floor fouling McGrew because you'd be in a 1-on-1 situation. He's a 38% free throw shooter. See what happens. Roll the dice. Still 3.5 minutes to go. See what happens.
So Rowley hits them both to make it a 2-point game, 61-59 with 3.5 minutes left. Again, Stony Brook undefeated on a 10-game winning streak, undefeated in conference play and in first place, and in America East, the #1 seed gets home court advantage, and there's steps, but the higher seed gets home court advantage, in the conference tournament.
I love that. It really makes the regular season matter.
You don't have to get on the bus and go from place to place every day.
That's why you'd be the higher seed. You just hang out
Stay
at home.
That's right.
Hope there's not any blizzards coming. What a cut.
But Primo maybe rushed it, maybe didn't realize how open he was.
Yeah,
Normally
that's
that's money in the bank.
right there.
Yeah, good point. Under 3 to play. 61-59. Stony Brook with the lead and the ball. The impatient working the shot clock down, and as soon as I say that, they throw up a 3. And Singletary looking to push. Keeps it himself and finishes. We are tied. He has 14. And Coach Peichel wants to talk things over. What a take by Evan Singletary. Moves like that might make him player of the year in the conference.
Yeah, he's done such a nice job getting inside. First half, the same thing. When his team was having tough time scoring, he was able to get in the paint and create some offense. Now, Steve Peichel clearly telling his team on this possession, Warney needs a touch. He needs a touch. Involve him. Because if he gets a touch and gets a double team, it's going to make everything so much easier for the rest of the players on the team.
Now let's go back to our earlier conversation where the strategy in not giving it to him right away, is that to get the defense moving, or take us through that?
Yeah, so they brought the ball to the left side of the floor, get the defense shifting a little bit, and then he can run into the on-ball screen. It's more difficult to defend the on-ball screen if a guy's running into it versus if he's stepping up or walking into it. So you might see that, or you might just see that dribble down the right side and pound it right in.
Really sets up shop on the block as we are tied at 61 with 2:24 to play in regulation. Stony Brook winners of 10 in a row. A win here tonight is the longest winning streak in school history at the Division I level. They had a chance to foul McGrew there. Now they get it to Warney, who gives it right back up.
Warney does not want it 17 feet. He wants it near the basket.
And there's a whistle against Puriefoy. Excuse me, Puriefoy drawing the foul. It's against Singletary.
You can see
Puriefoy will
why,
shoot too.
You can see why Will Brown was so concerned about this young man. He can create his own shot. Puriefoy, we saw it in the first half when Warney was in foul trouble, hitting threes, helping Stony Brook when their offense had halted.
He's a 73% free throw shooter and misses the first. Walker checks in for Woodhouse.
And in that America East Championship game a season ago, when Hooley made that game winner, there were times late in the game where Stony Brook missed free throws. They could have been in a position where that shot would not have won Albany the game if they had made their free throws.
So Stony Brook back on top. Who does Albany go to here? Under 2 to play. Hooley, the veteran with ice water in his veins, hits off the glass. Albany back on top.
How about him? What a take. What a take and finish inside.
Each team with a timeout left. You see Hooley almost came up with it. Singletary knocks it away. Stony Brook gets it back. Puriefoy open for three. That's off, but McGrew runs it down, and he'll go to the line.
How about McGrew? He saved the ball out at the half-court line, sprints back to get in and save that possession and put himself at the line. Tremendous hustle.
Singletary has
right here, look at this. He's basically just about in the backcourt. The shot goes up, and who are we going to see entering the screen right there? McGrew. Terrific, terrific hustle.
So that's the positive. The negative is he goes back to the line. He now has 10 rebounds on the ball game.
It's
but
that
he's stuck
hitch.
on 8 points.
You see the hitch in his motion when he comes up and there's a pause right where his arm makes the out. But based on percentages, he's missed 2 in a row. This one should go in, right?
But Warney keeps it alive, and McGrew runs it down. So a new possession for the Seawolves, down by 1. 63-62 Albany lead with a $1:20 to play, and Steve Peichel wants to draw something up.
Now the last time when they came out of the sideline, Warney was on the right side of the floor, and it looks like they were trying to get an isolation drive on the left side of the floor, and they weren't able to do it. This time, will they just look straight into Warney? We've mentioned over and over, terrific passer. If he gets double teamed, he can find guys cutting to the basket. And not only do you want to look when you get the ball on the post, you're double teamed, you not only want to look out to the three-point shot, but we've seen him a couple times here in the second half find cutters going to the basket for easy layups.
Coach Peichel says we've put a lot of sweat equity into this program, and we know the next step is to win this championship and get into the NCAA tournament. And a win here tonight would help solidify their chance to be the host of that championship game. But he also said, well, we got 10 games left. You know, this is 1/6 of our conference season, trying not to make it out to be the Super Bowl on January 22nd.
You know, not only getting a win in this game, but the confidence that will lead into the next time you play them. I mean, I'm sure the players expect that their opponent tonight is who they believe they're going to face in the championship game of the American East. There's a lot of games to be played, but that's what's in the minds of these young men. This is the team I'm going to play. Does a tremendous amount for your confidence when you can pull out a victory in the regular season to kind of go back to once you face somebody in the postseason.
That's what Coach Brown said. Look, we're playing catch-up. We gave one away against Maine. We got to find one on the other end down the stretch. So they go right to Warney. Quickly the double, and he's going to get called for steps.
I like the call in terms of getting the ball to Warney. I like it.
Coach Peichel does not.
No, not that. I'm not saying I like the call by the official. I'm saying I like the ball going to Warney. We'll see. Yeah, he was tiptoeing, but it's not like he has a solid pivot foot. He shuffles. He shuffles. That is a good call.
So Albany with the ball in a 1-point lead. Rowley, right at Warney. The hook, short. McGrew, another rebound.
What a last minute McGrew has had for Stony Brook. His energy.
Off the ball, call against Steyer. That's his 5th.
This has been a tough night for Steyer. A couple off the ball foul calls.
Two shots in the double bonus for Warney. He's a 65% free throw shooter. As unscripted as that first half was, here we are, crunch time, and it's coming down to something as simple as free throws. Huge advantage for Albany, as the stats say, and now Stony Brook's going to have to make some.
Big games, tournament games, often it does.
As Coach Peichel told us, and as we've said earlier, today at shoot-around, look, everyone wants to talk about Huli's shot. It was a great shot. It was one for the ages, all credit to him, and obviously he deserved it. But if we hit our free throws, it means nothing.
Exactly right.
Nothing but net there for the two-time Player of the Year in America East.
As determined as he has been here in the second half, it's almost like he's going to will these shots to go in from the line.
Stony Brook back on top. And Coach Brown takes a timeout. So when Stony Brook needs a bucket, pretty much can bet they're going to go to number 20. When Albany needs a bucket, what's the game plan?
That's the question. We were talking about this before. It's obvious where Stony Brook's going to go, and when you watch Albany, you're not exactly sure who it's going to be. The game Ray Sanders has had, he would be one potential player to get a little bit dribble penetration. Singletary the same. No matter who it is, I like the idea of getting touches in the paint, getting dribble drives, trying to get to the free throw line. That's what you do. See if you can get back there. And then if it's not there, then you kick out to your shooters. But something going towards the basket.
Or will it be Hooley, who hit the shot heard halfway around the world last year to send Albany back to the NCAA tournament? It's been a whirlwind ever since he was on SportsCenter live in Bristol. He gave the commencement address, played for Australia in the University World Games, never really had a chance to settle down, go home, and grieve the passing of his mother. And now his team comes out of the timeout with the ball, trailing by 1. 27 seconds left on the shot clock. Hooley, Enema, Rowley, Singletary, and Sanders.
And outside of their loss at Maine, this is an Albany team that has come through in tight games this season.
Enema, the ball fake, right at Warney. Can't hit, Walker for the rebound. Shot clock is off.
You have to foul.
And Hooley does. So now Walker, a 77.5% free throw shooter, goes to the line.
If you're Steve Peichel, you consider taking McGrew out of the game at some point, knowing that that's who they're going to try to target to foul. But a take by Enema. Got a good look at the basket. But again, Warney effect. He had to fade on the shot.
He gets a look, but is that the guy? You got, you know, again, obviously Stony Brook has something to say about that, about how they play defense.
Will Brown must have liked the matchup. Enema has good size. He is a scorer.
But Walker can't hit the first. Neither team with timeouts left here. Walker misses them both. McGrew, he'll go to the line and one. What effort and hustle by Rayshawn McGrew.
As good as Jameel Warney has been in this game, if Stony Brook wins, it'll be because of McGrew and his hustle the last 2 minutes of this game. What an effort by this young man. Such an overlooked part of the game, boxing out on the free throw line. He gets in there, heart and hustle.
17th offensive rebound of the night for Stony Brook. And of course now, nothing but net.
2-possession game. Whatever you get, a 2 or a 3, you've got to do it quickly. I'd take it right at the basket.
Singletary over to Hooley. Looking for a call, no whistle, and Puriefoy brings down the air ball.
And that was a good no call by the official. The defender was there, had his position. Hooley tried to lean in. That was a good no call.
And what a scene here at Stony Brook.
Look at this, perfect defense, perfect upright defense. Again, I don't think you needed to settle for the 3. You could attack and try to get the 2 or get to the free throw line and stop the clock. Stony Brook was saying, not again. We're not letting this happen again, Hooley.
So So the Seawolves 12.5 seconds away from picking up their 11th straight win, which would be a Division I school record. Puriefoy with his 19th point of the night.
You got to get it and go. Now you're in a situation, Albany, you absolutely need a three, but you got to get the ball moving quickly.
The Seawolves have scored the last 7 points. And they're going to stay unbeaten in America East play. Singletary can't hit. Puriefoy over to Walker. And it's over. Stony Brook pulls away from Albany and wins it 69-63.
What an outstanding effort by both of these teams. When things weren't going right in the first half, they found a way to hang in. And then in the second, it was about Warning. It was about McGrew getting it done for Stony Brook.
This is round 1 of the rivalry, and it goes to Stony Brook 69-63. Coming up next, NBA D-League presented by Taco Bell. For Rebecca Lobo and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Eamon McEnany. Good night from Stony Brook.